you were a chest. It's Dono Deck Thursday. Salutations, Spikelings. It's another awesome Dono Deck Thursday in the Shark Typhoon. It's a perfect time for me to count down number 4 of my top 10 donation decks. Is your deck number 1? Probably not. Oh my gosh, savage. I don't know what my number 1 Dono deck is. There have been a lot of good ones. There's been some less than good ones too. I'm gonna lead on Giver of Runes here against the Jeskai Triumph. Be cool for. Oh, okay. So probably 4-color money we're playing against. This is a really cool deck. It is playing a card that I had to read again because it's been a long time since I've actually read it. But it is built around Cephalid Constable. Cephalid Constable is a 3-mana 1/1, which does feel kind of scary in this format. But whenever Cephalid Constable deals combat damage to a player, you may return that many permanents to its owner's hand. So the idea is that you can give this Exalted with Noble Hierarch or Qasali Pridemage, or equip it with equipment from Stoneforge Mystic. The big equipment payoff being interesting. Well, I guess this is dying, but now we don't have Giver of Runes to protect our Constable. The big payoff being all of the Skyclaves to get this flying, and that evasion I think is pretty nice. Yeah, this list is really cool. When I got the list last week, because Harvard Yard asked me to postpone it for a week. When I got the list last week, I wasn't feeling Stoneforge Mystic so much in the deck. I liked just like the more exalted game plan, but Maul of the Skyclaves I think is specifically the card that makes me want to actually include Stoneforge Mystic. Just given this flying seems great. I am going to jam it here. I know we don't have an untapped Giver of Runes, but these decks are kind of light on removal usually. This could just be like Jeskai Control that's playing Field of the Dead as a win con. And if that's the case, this is not very likely to live. Yeah, I guess that is the case. Damn it. But we have drawn Eladamri's Call, which lets us try to cast another one with Giver of Runes up. They have Force of Negation. Dang it. Dang it. Oh, and I can't cast Pridemage. Yeah, so Cephalid Constable is a 3-mana 1/1, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player discards that many permanents. So if you can give it extra power, they're discarding a permanent for each damage it deals. Really, really cool card. Definitely a card that has not, has not defined Modern so far. But a very, very cool card nonetheless. A little bit of tension here, I guess, between Gavony Township and Exalted. Not a big deal. I'm going to attack with the bird here. Okay. Let me just target this, I suppose. Get protection from red. Opponent only has 3 cards in their hand. Is Cephalid Constable plus Batterskull Splinter Twin. Yeah, we discover a new Splinter Twin every single day here on the Shark Typhoon. So Urro's kind of scary, but they are, they were 2 colored sources away. Now they're just 1. We've drawn a Stoneforge Mystic, though. I think we're getting Sword of Fire and Ice. It says draw a card on it. And I'm going to equip to the Hierarch, hit with everybody, see if they have a third path. They do not. Raven Corvius, 5 months in a row, welcome back, appreciate ya. Hope you're having a good day today. We've won game 1 against 4-color money, which I think is the deck, although the helixes are kind of throwing me off. So I probably don't want these paths. Deputy answers the zombie tokens. Veil of Summer stops our opponent's counter spells, but they don't necessarily have that many. I think the removal spell seems to be split up enough that I don't want Meddling Mage, although I could see it being fine. Gaddock Teeg seems pretty good. Sorry, we already have a Deputy in the main deck. I guess we don't need that then. I like the Ooze. I don't think we need to. I could see playing Selfless Spirit. I think Selfless Spirit's probably pretty good. Gotta trim something. Skyclave Apparition maybe. Kind of think that that's good. They're just playing 2 Helix over 2 Growth Spiral. Is that like a new established list? Sounds fine. Helix is really good at the moment. Well, we have a turn 2 Constable. Constable is great in this matchup, I think. I'm going to keep it. This is the first time I've played against an Uro in like a week. Uro is kind of falling out of favor a bit in Modern. If I vote a prelim. Yeah, I know McWinsaw's kind of pioneered the archetype a bit. Yoshmapitalism, yo-yo. They're gonna gust my Hierarch. Guess we cast Eladamri's Call in response. And I think we get Giver of Runes. And then we can Giver this turn and Constable next turn. Alternatively, we could get something a little more impactful, but I think that this is good. Constable seems great in this matchup, so I am really interested in establishing it with protection. I only have 3 cards left. We've used 2 removal spells already. I think we just jam the Constable. Green colorless. Yeah, Apparition I think is really good. I've been liking Fran's Vile list for sure. You're nervous about no Sublimes? Yeah, I think that Sublime. There's feels like there's too many lightning bolts for it to be that good. I also feel like the Sublime Archangels were like a little win more anyways. What are the best decks in Modern in my opinion? Right now, and I will say everything in Modern is changing very quickly. Just a very rapid pace. But like right at this exact moment, I think that I'll pay. I think that Prowess is really good. I think that Red-Black Scourge Burn is good. I think that Jeskai Control is good. I think that Ad Nauseam is pretty good. We have done it. We've hit them with a Cephalid Constable. Mission accomplished. But again, the format is just changing very dynamically. Yeah. One hit with a Cephalid Constable is a 5-0. We're about to hit him for 2, and we've drawn Stoneforge Mystic. So worst case scenario, they have a Path to Exile. Boo. Guess we're gonna shuffle with Stoneforge. So it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, maybe we're supposed to get Feast and Famine because they have to discard the cards that they bounce. I think Fire Ice is better in this spot. They only do you have Dismember opponent? They might have Force of Negation here, so I'll put this in. I really hope they don't have Dismember. Wow. This is awesome. This is so cool. That was a super fast 2-0. Oh my gosh. The problem with this deck is every time that happens, we're just going to get a concession. This hand seems very risky. A mulligan. Right, we have Constable plus Skyclaves, which is basically Splinter Twins. Keep this and put back one of the calls. Yeah, so like, Maul of the Skyclaves is the equipment I'm most excited to play with, because just giving this flying seems actually bananas. Nice Arrested Development reference, Reaper. Big fan of that show. Yeah, I think I'm interested in playing Ooze out. Although I kind of want to Eladamri's Call for Geist of St. Traft. I think I'm going to wait. Yeah, this gives flying. This gives flying. Yeah. That's the main reason I wanted it, is for the flying. Yeah, this deck is dope. Really cool list. This was like the one thing I added. Well, I guess the Stoneforge package, but they've taken the Constable. It's happened. Yeah, I don't want to Skyclaves into an open mana. Eating one thing does not stop Angler. But I think what I want to do is Eladamri's Call for Geist of St. Traft. I guess if they have an untapped land, it does stop them from anglering. Let's see if this is Thought Scour. They have 2 Fatal Push. I guess I'll just eat a Thought Scour. I actually like am pretty into Geist at the moment. There's just so many removal spells. Like it feels like there's more cheap removal than there's ever been. So having access to a hexproof guy actually seems pretty good. Yo, cooldown. They do have an Angler. Yeah, Geist also good with Maul for sure. Well, I think we're going to resolve a Geist of St. Traft against Shadow. If we can resolve the Maul, we basically win on the spot. I remember a time where Geist was like also a legacy playable card. It's been a long time. This is fine. Opponent thinks the Scavenging Ooze is the scariest thing I've got. Eladamri's Call for Geist of St. Traft in 2020. What a time to be alive. They need a counterspell for my Maul, or they basically lose. Well, I guess they could have Temur Battle Rage plus removal spell for my token. That would get me. Well, it seems like they have the removal spell, maybe a Snapcaster Mage, but do they have Snapcaster plus Bolt or Temur Battle Rage? They do have Snapcaster. No, they need, I guess Bolt, Kolaghan's Command, or Temur Battle Rage does it. They only have 1 card, they draw up to 2. Been some fast games so far. Spiral. They've conceded. Awesome. Ooh. Close one. Let's bring in Reflector Mage. I do like Thalia. Veil of Summer, of course. Kira seems good. Oh, I should have brought Kira last match. I don't hate Lyra. Lyra dodges Fatal Push and is also chews up and spits out Angler. I might not bring it in, but I don't hate it. What do I not like? I don't really like Queller very much in these matchups. Kind of want to cut the Sword of Fire and Ice too. And the Pridemage. I think this all makes sense to me. I feel like we can never cut the Constables. I don't think I'm ever gonna cut a Constable. But I like basically everything else. Run it like this. Maybe I'll cut them against like mono red Lava Dart. Where hitting them isn't even good. Yeah, Lyra has some weaknesses for sure. Isn't Kira Nombo with equipment? I guess that's true. It's not like the end of the world. But that is true. I would love to 5-0 with this deck. Yeah, Maul of the Skyclave I do think is just makes Geist of Saint Trapp's stock go way up. Maybe I'll try some various Stoneblade brews with Geist. Kind of into it. There are just a million spot removal spells right now, so just not playing into those does seem pretty good. Isn't Sophie sort of Feast and Famine enough? Enough compared... Are you talking about Maul? I think that in like the traditional Sharkblade decks we've been playing, yes. But I think that Maul really does power up cards like Geist, like Constable. Not that that's necessarily the best package to be on, but it really does power up a bunch of different cards, and so maybe expands the realm of what's possible. You know, I once top 8'd a PTQ with... Oh, no. Jeez. I once top 8'd a PTQ with... I think I do want... I guess we had double blue already. Okay. I once top 8'd a PTQ with a Bant Coco Stoneblade deck. Can maybe see myself playing something similar in the future. They're attacking? So surely this means they have something else to know? Weird. I mean, they're just going to kill my token? It's fine, so it just gets a removal spell out of their hand. Archmage, 11 months in a row. My first viewer, Archmage. Welcome back. I keep seeing that you're streaming. I haven't had a ton of time to watch Twitch lately. I keep meaning to pop in. I will at some point. And if you're ever streaming while I'm getting off, I'll try to raid you if I see you. But for the very beginning of the stream, it was just me and Archmage sitting in chat, chilling. Why do they throw away their Royal Scions for 4 damage? I don't understand. Yeah, I think this could be a Coco deck. You can maybe just play Coco instead of Eladamri's Call. Could be good. Maybe I guess I was supposed to tap Hierarch for white. The only overlap will be on Saturdays when I scrub out. Game over. Easy and fast 2-0 in both matches so far. The meta is not prepared. The meta is not prepared at all. Hand's probably a little too slow on the draw in Mulligan. Keeping this one. I'm going to keep this and put back the path. I usually dislike having access to path early, and we can Eladamri's Call for a removal spell if we need it. Another Polluted Delta deck. Well, we did just defeat Polluted Delta. Bolt seems particularly strong in this moment, or am I misreading it? I'd say probably yes and no. Because there are a lot of Scourge of the Skyclaves, so if you think Bolt is good against Shadow, which it is sometimes when you can target their life total, then yes. But there are a lot of Scourge and Shadow decks. So I'm kind of reading like Fatal Push as being Fatal Push / the new Fatal Push being like potentially the best. The best removal spells at the moment, but I'm not sure. Why no Coco? Well, it is a Dono deck. The donator has chosen, I guess, mostly to play Eladamri's Call over Coco. I think you could definitely play Collected Company instead. This is not my brew. On Thursdays, this is when you guys dictate the stream content. Opponent playing pretty slowly. Yeah, on Thursdays, every loss is finally chat's fault. Where usually chat would never ever make a mistake. So I know the answer is that 2 drops that can be lava darted need to do more, but is there any reason Lotus Cobra isn't like a modern thing with all the fetches? I would say that's the main reason, is that 2 drops that get lava darted tend to not be very good. But Lotus Cobra is a pretty good card, of course. It's seen some play in modern. Maybe it is underplayed. It's kind of cute with, you know, Growth Spiral and Uro. You can make a shit ton of mana. Warning Haunted. Playing against 2 Uro piles is kind of interesting because I just haven't been playing against them at all. Yeah, there are a lot of things in Modern that punish specifically 2 toughness creatures. Alright. I think I'm just going to hold up Call / Queller here. I do want to get Cephalid Constable going. I think that is... Either that or Geist of St. Traft is our best threat here. With double Exalted, I think it's Constable that I'm wanting to call for. Yeah, I agree that our deck is good against Uro piles. We crushed one in round 1. Yeah, happy to answer questions, Crimes. Gonna get back Growth Spiral. And pass. Well, let me cast a Call. I'd love to draw, you know, if this resolves, I'd love to draw a land to have Queller up. People are complaining about Uro a lot, but I was talking about this yesterday. I kind of feel like Uro is declining in popularity and competitive viability in Modern. Awesome, we drew the land. Yeah, Uro feels like it's on the decline. Opponent says, wow. Could Mirran Crusader be a good tutor target in this deck? Maybe in the sideboard. I am kind of into it. It is possible this deck should just be a Coco deck, too. How well positioned is the Jeskai control deck? I think it's well positioned. I've been liking it. They don't have Revolt up for Fatal Push, so this should work. They're drawing a Growth Spiral. Yeah, I agree. I think that people have adjusted to Uro, and there are many ways to beat it in Modern. The card has felt like very beatable, very unfun, and not like a card I just hate, but beatable. We can also Eladamri's Call for another Queller. They're drawing the Spiral. Oh, sorry, they chose no. I do that all the time where I think that they have chosen yes, but they've chosen no. Titan is much better than... Hour of Promise here. Just see what we draw, I guess. That works. You might be thinking, Spike, what are you doing? Stop throwing. You can't play an equipped sword. And you'd be right, we can't play an equipped sword, but there is a new equipment. A new equipment that we can equip. Maul of the Skyclaves. So we can bounce 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you okay? No! Damn it. Come on. I'm sorry, what?
The sushi rice busted open when it fell, so it's just on the counter, but it's open.
Okay. You got it? My whole life flashed before my eyes with that Force of Negation. Yes, you just spilled some rice. When was the last time an actually good Eternal playable equipment was printed? Feels like a long time. I don't know. Could maybe argue for Embercleave, but the card doesn't seem a lot of constructed play. I know we're tapping our Giver of Runes, but I think it's worth it to absorb the 2 life. We don't have I don't think we can play around very much here. Shadow Spear has seen some play. I've been playing a lot of Jeskai Fjordson. I think Cleansing Wildfire has been really good, and just like main decking it with Flagstones has been something I've liked a lot. All right, 104.3A. They're casting Fatal Push here. Okay, tough stuff. That was such a heartbreaker. I think Aven Mindcensor is probably fine. Do I want 2 deputies? Probably not. I'll play the Selfless Spirit. Do I have an updated blue-white list? Looks like my stream deckers from over a month ago. There should be a Sharkblade list that's like a couple weeks ago on the stream decker, but I don't have one updated for Zendikar yet. No. Might be a good idea to have your decks on Twitch profile. It's probably a good idea, yeah. That Force of Negation was so backbreaking. Embercleave plays more like TVR than it does in equipment. Okay. Guess so, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it is an equipment, and it's probably pretty close to modern playable. There may be a home for it that just hasn't shown up yet. But I don't think that makes it not an equipment. Isn't Kira a huge nombo with equipment? I don't think it's a huge nombo. I think you can just like pay the cost twice. This was, you know, maybe it shouldn't be in the deck anymore, but the original list didn't have the Stoneforge package, but I was really excited for Maul plus Constable, so I decided to suggest adding Stoneforges, but maybe the Kira should be gone. Flock of Turtles, 6 months in a row. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good day today. I think we can keep this. I do usually like Stoneforge against Uro piles. Red-white Stoneforge Eldrazi with Embercleave. That does sound good. How did we make Constable good with it? So before it was playing like Sublime, Archangel, and Rafik of the Mini, just to give it Exalted, but I think the Stoneforge is better. That's a good point. It doesn't see a ton of play in equipment-based decks. I honestly, Red-white Eldrazi with Stoneforge and Cleave seems pretty good. Or seems like it'll be almost good, and then well, it just still won't be a very good Eldrazi deck. Kind of nice to have the 4th equipment here, also now that we've drawn Stoneforge Mystic. Of course, hoping that she lives and that we draw a land. You will live, Stoneforge Mystic, you're going to live. It's too soon to say goodbye. I guess we just pass. Really hoping to draw a land and do 2 things here.
Very little left and it's cold, but goodbye.
Bye, sweetheart. Who likes Les Mis more, me or Esther? Me. Esther doesn't even really like Les Mis. As we both like Hamilton a lot. Esther really likes Chicago, and I really like Les Mis. I'm gonna go for the Feast and Famine equip here.
Stepping down, I'm not running for president. I'm sorry, what?
All right, should work here. Although the discard isn't super relevant against the Loam. You could run Madcap Skills and Embercleave and Boggles. Interesting. Probably not, because you're only attacking with like one creature in Boggles. Yeah. I do feel like Embercleave is an underexplored card in Modern. Kind of like wanting to think about shells for it now. Seeing it be called Les Mis as a French person is painful. I mean, us Texans just have a hard time with words in general, let alone fancy foreign words. So they're probably going to Cryptic, which is fine. Draw a land, maybe we can call for Queller, and they have another Cryptic command. I guess they might just be bouncing Germ Token here and drawing a card. Yeah, I guess that's the plan. They're bouncing oh no, our opponent has totally punted. They definitely have Damnation in their hand if they're doing this, but this is a huge mistake. Not realizing that the sacking the Selfless Spirit counters the Cryptic. So them getting rid of the Queller or the Selfless Spirit basically guarantees that they're on Damnation here. So I think that we can't. I think that we can't play anything else onto the board. Yeah, if they're Dredging Loam, they definitely have an answer. I mean, they could have another Cryptic, but seems like almost certainly Damnation. Yep. And then Eladamri's Call, probably just for Geist of St. Traft. Seems pretty. Oh no, they just Sanctuary back Damnation. I guess we make them do it. They have to go to 1. Yeah, Geist has just been great all day today so far. There's a lot of spot removal right now. Should maybe have gone for Kira instead. We can do Kira next turn. And like they know about the Geist, not the Kira. These are the new Zendikar lands. They look pretty good. Haven't seen those yet. Oh, whoops. Kira. They're at 1, so then we're fetching for them. And they've conceded. Awesome. Okay, we get to go to game 3. We are 2-0 so far in this league. The 5-0 dream is very much alive. This should have been in the deck already. What are we cutting though? I think I like all the equipment. I like the Deputy to be able to deal with zombie tokens, although maybe we're just good enough at dealing with zombie tokens anyways with flying and equipment. It's probably fine. We can keep this. Opponent's mulled to 6 on the play. They go to 5. I'm feeling great. They decide to keep 6, so I'm feeling okay. What am I thinking of Maul, the Skyclave, and Stoneforge? I think that it is an excellent tool in your toolbox. However, I don't think it goes in every single Stoneforge deck. Like in the Sharkblade deck, I don't think it plays very nicely when you're like light on creatures. But it plays really well with cards like Geist of St. Traft and Cephalid Constable. Specifically Cephalid Constable in this deck. I can't believe they forced my Maul earlier. Do not kill. Go for the throat. Okay. they did kill. There's Cephalid Constable. I'm kind of wishing that we had a land creature to tutor for just to be able to get a land in this spot. I think I'm just going to play Giver instead. Hope to draw a land. Did draw the land, and I'm going to go for Cephalid Constable. I didn't get, you know, paid to play the Cephalid Constable deck to not go for Cephalid Constable in this spot. It's also like maybe the card, maybe we just wanted to get countered more than Geist anyways. Well, I would have been happy with any land just because any land lets us cast something, but a blue source, yeah, better. We did hit, elite, thankfully. Cool, fair enough. Trade I'm happy to make. Especially when they're mulliganing, just like them on the play, 1 for 1, 1 for 1, and they're on the play and they mulliganed. They spent 2 mana to answer our 1-drop, 3 mana to answer our 3-drop, just not very efficient. Yeah, I think 1 Glasspool Mimic would be good. I like that card a lot. Don't counter my Geist. We could definitely have just tried to play around Cryptic, but with them being on 3 cards, I think I just like jamming instead. I mean, Geist has hexproof. I don't think giving it protection from a color is relevant. You have to move the spell really fast for it to be uncounterable. Faster than my my boomer hands can move. These look good. Maybe I'll play with them. Just for a little bit. I like to mix up my basic land arts. Alright, let's attack for 6. Yeah, you have to sing that that it will not get countered. I think we're just supposed to keep the pressure up here, and if we draw, like just say if we draw land, you're dead next turn, or if we attack with our cores, you're dead next turn, rather than get a little complacent. I guess we can just get Maul, and that also offers lethal, and just make them have Damnation. They probably play 1 copy of Damnation. If they have it, you know, we're still not dead. Yeah, Cryptic Command, like, so also buys them time, but they don't have it, and we are 3-0 with Bant Constable, beating 2 Uro piles in a shadow deck. This hand's fine. I'm gonna keep this. This deck seems neat for 1 equipment synergy, like 1 new Nahiri. Well, we're not in red, but I do like the new Nahiri a lot. They bowled a 4. If this is Dredge, we have a Stoneforge Mystic, which is usually pretty good against Dredge. Feeling really good about our chances to win this match. And Neoform does seem tough, although it's beatable if they mold a 4. If my opponent's playing gold, Dredge players, I don't know why, they just have stopped activating, or they haven't learned to activate on their main phase. If you're playing the Ghoul, you need to activate this on your main phase. So, because Ghoul doesn't trigger on my turn if you hit Creeping Chill and Ghoul. Alright, so feeling pretty good here. Especially now that I've drawn Stoneforge, the second Stoneforge. I have found like the second Stoneforge often to be necessary to beat Dredge. They've already hit 2 Creeping Chills, my least favorite card in Magic. They did hit an Ox. Ox is really good. However, it probably won't be quite fast enough to beat us, and they can't escape it this turn. I think the second one gets Sword of Fire and Ice. Sword of Fire and Ice has been the card I've felt to be important in this matchup. Because like most of their blockers are blue and red. And it starts like chewing up and spitting out their creatures too. Hierarch makes the Batterskull attack for 7. Do I fear the Ghoul or the Bloodghast more? I'm personally, because I play like slow grindy decks mostly, I think Bloodghast is way better against the decks I usually choose to play. However, I don't play Dredge very much, although I have played Dredge. And so I don't know if Ghoul offers you a lot in the non-grindy matchups. And where Dredge is like already good in the grindy matchups, but Gold just makes your Goldfish faster. That could definitely be the case. But I feel like it's possible to beat Dredge now that they're on Goal, kind of in a more fair game plan. Whereas in the past, I have basically never felt like it's been possible to beat Dredge fairly. And largely that's just due to Bloodghast. Yeah. I know. Just speaking specifically from someone that like just plays blue decks mostly, I am way more scared of Bloodghast than I am of Ghoul. So I think they're gonna cast a Loam. Or are they gonna? Oh, they're gonna cast another Ox. Do we lose to double Ox? They've already hit 3 Creeping Chills, and they've had to exile a Silver Smoke Ghoul, which would have been coming back. Discarding 3 Loams. Dredging Loam, Imp, and then Thug. They have hit Conflagrates. Thankfully, our Batterskull will be pro-red. Yeah, I think that we're fine. I think I will hold a Path rather than play Hierarch here. They've definitely had a pretty good start. Dredge deck obviously mulligans incredibly well. They've already hit 3 Creeping Chills though. Should be fine. And yeah, just like Pro Red is very relevant against Conflagrate and Ox, and Pro Blue is good against Amalgam and Narcomoeba. That's the 4th Creeping Chill. They can Conflagrate for 6, but that's not enough. Right? Yeah, not enough. Confounding Conundrum is bugged. That stinks. Maybe that's why it hasn't seen like any play yet. Or maybe it's just not good. Let me path the Imp. I'm actually not sure what I'm getting here. I kind of don't want to show them main deck Ooze, but I don't think it's going to really change too much. Ooze doesn't feel all that necessary. We just get another Stoneforge. Doc Profbeard, 7 months in a row. Welcome back, dude. Appreciate ya. Hope you're having a good day today. So this means that Stinkweed Imp is just chump blocking because it has first strike. I guess maybe Feast and Famine was better just to give pro Stinkweed Imp, but either way, we've won. Let's see. So Gaddock Teeg stops Conflagrate. Meddling Mage stops Conflagrate or Ox. I think Deputy is usually pretty good against Dredge too. Lyra seems okay. I usually hate Path to Exile. Don't think we want Qasali Pridemage. Probably don't want Skyclave Apparition. Constable seems like it could be good. I believe in the Constables. Goddess Girl, thank you for your Twitch Prime. Appreciate ya. Hope you're having a good day as well. Love to see those new subscribers. I think I'll bring in the Selfless Spirit because again, Conflagrate is like their best card in the matchup, and the Lyra. Yeah, Teeg doesn't stop Ox, but it stops Conflagrate. And any card that just says you can't Conflagrate my creatures, I think is worth bringing in. Yeah, we can definitely keep this. Giver into Stoneforge Mystic is like usually pretty good. Constable may even be strong in this hand. Opponent's mold to 6. Yeah, we beat 2 Uro piles. We beat 2 Uro piles and a Grixis Shadow deck. So we're currently 3-0, and then we're up a game here. I feel very likely to win this match. Interesting. Yeah, I guess we need to lead on this Hierarch, and then I'll probably go Giver plus Meddling Mage named Conflagrate, unless they like mill over an Ox, so we need to Meddling Mage naming Ox. They've done nothing. What? Alright, I guess we could just play Constable. I think I want to get Giver down and play Stoneforge Mystic. So they almost certainly have Nature's Claim here. Or Assassin's Trophy. I mean, they did mold to 5. Lightning Axe, sure. So they milled over Loam. We could maybe Meddling Mage naming Loam. See what they do here. They're going to cast their Imp. So if we Constable here, we can give Pro Black and then bounce 3 things next turn. Yeah, I'm kind of into it. Maybe this is just throwing. Maybe it's just better to play Stoneforge and Hierarch. Yeah, I think that's probably just throwing. I'm just blinded by the jank. Yeah, maybe if we were like 2-2 right now, or 2-1 even, I'd be more interested in slamming the Constable. But I want a 5-0. Damn it, I want a 5-0. Yeah, so I think we just Meddling Mage naming Conflagrate at this point. Yeah, they have no cards in their hand actually. So if we name Loam. Conflagrate doesn't even do much without Loam at this point anyways. Abandoned Reasons, not a bad name either. They hit Conflagrate and they hit Ox. It's like kind of a perfect dredge for them. Maybe I was supposed to name Ox. Maybe I was supposed to name Ox. They've now hit all 4 Creeping Chills? No, just 3. Just 3. I hate Creeping Chill. I hate Creeping Chill like an irrational amount. Actually, never mind. I hate Creeping Chill a completely rational amount. How in the world do I come up with these lists? Well, this is a Dono deck. This is not a brew of mine, but I don't scour 5-0 lists at all. Like all my decks I come up with are, stuff I just am thinking about and brewing. I maybe go on Goldfish like once a week, but just not very often in general. I just spend all my time thinking about Magic. Conflagrate to kill Giver, so I'll give Hierarch Pro Red. This is actually pretty fine. I guess the second Ox is what's like really giving me problems here. Okay, I think I'm just gonna Maul and Constable. Not that Constable is necessarily great here. Could just play Sword of Fire and Ice instead. Get to gain 8. I think yeah, I think that I'll just rather play Sword. They've already hit 3 Chills. They've already hit 1 Conflagrate. So we should be relatively safe here. I mean, they have another Ox this turn. The first strike means Stinkweed Imp isn't blocking well. They did hit another Conflagrate. They're down to 12 cards in their library, though. Yeah, that's true. Ancient Grudge, that's the card that we should be scared of. Yeah, maybe it was Constable. Maybe that was the play. They didn't hit the Grudge, thankfully. If they did bring it in. They might be skimping on them. They probably have at least one. Flying First Strike, Flying Vigilance. We need Feast and Famine as soon as possible. Well, we have First Strike on the Germ, so I don't think so. Like, I'm kind of just fine if they're chumping with the Imps. They're at 26. I'm just like okay gaining 10 a couple times. So I think they're gonna Conflagrate. Maybe just kill both Hierarchs. They kill a Hierarch and a Stoneforge, sure. Sure. To gain 9 now. They're going to chump with a Stinkweed Imp. I mean, I think they've already played 2 Conflagrates. They usually only play 2. But I think we just definitely cast it. So that way, if they kill the Batterskull, we can at least equip like Maul onto the Constable. They only have 7 cards left in their library, and we're at 19, and they've hit, I think, all 4 Creeping Chills. 1, 2, just 3. But if they're dredging Imps every turn, they can only dredge Imp 1 more time. So let me draw a card. Okay, I think I'll just play both my creatures instead of sacking another Canopy land. We're at 24. They have 7 cards left. They're about to go down to 2. This is their last dredge. You would leave mana open to bounce the skull. Maybe that's better. They did hit the Grudge. I think that they're still just super dead. Like, even killing Batterskull, this is still flying First Strike pro red. Okay, they haven't cast it. Maybe they're going to kill the Maul. Be kind of weird. We're at 24. We're not getting Alpha Striked, I don't think. Especially because, like, this is still going to be a good blocker unless they kill the Maul. And if they kill the Maul, we're getting a ton of life and can just move the Batterskull over. Yeah, why would you ever leave mana open? Because they would just wait. They'll just wait for no reason. They've already hit both Conflagrates. They've already hit 4 Creeping Chills. We're at 24 and have a really good blocker. But they have to chump block it too, because if they don't, we just get the sword trigger. So like, there's really no reason for them to not be chumping here. Yeah, I think that was a mistake by them. Is Maul a meme or a real card? I think Maul is a good card. I don't think you play it in every Stoneforge Mystic deck, but I do think you play it in, when you have good creatures at this buffs, like Geist of St. Traft or Cephalid Constable. I don't want to leave a Constable alive. Equip, yeah. I just want to do the thing, you know. Yeah, maybe blocking with the Mage was better there. Can definitely see that. But this also just like wins the game in style. I'm not losing, I'm winning in style. So that's a board wipe there. That is a board wipe. Maybe I should have screenshotted that. We're 4-0. We're 4-0. I think we have to keep this. Yeah, I think you could probably play Coco over Eladamri's Call. Our friend's mold is 6. Yeah, you could also play Vial. There's a lot of different directions you could go with this deck. Dredge again. Interesting. Carpeline Gorge is usually Dredge. Living End? Shit, can we beat Living End? Living End playing for the 5-0? Oh no. We do have 4 Spell Quellers in our deck. I think we do have to play out the dorks. Maybe you have only Desert Ceradons and Deputy gets to get them. I mean, I played Living End recently and I thought the deck was terrible. We have good sideboard cards. We've got Meddling Mage, Thalia, Eidolon. Okay. So this shuts them off of green mana, and we have all of our mana. So I think I'm okay with this. It's going to cast a Batterskull. Draw a Spell Queller. We kind of just went on the spot. I'm assuming they have the spell. Oh, they just have a forest. Reclamation Sage on my Batterskull. Yikes. Can we ever win by just like fairly getting their stuff? I don't think so. I thought we were playing for 5-0. Alright. Big draw step. I'll take it, I guess. Yeah, I think we just have to hope that they don't have the Living End spell. If they had the Living End spell, they would have cast it last turn, so... We can bounce 2 permanents next turn if we want to. Just have to assume they don't have it. Okay. Just attack. Bounce their basic lands. How did they not have anything here? Get back Path. I think I'm going to get back Batterskull just to try to equip Batterskull next turn and win the game. Bounce Moon for Township. No, I think I'd rather do this. Or I guess, you know, bounce the Moon with the Deputy was the suggestion. Okay. We have one more turn. We win if they don't Living End us here. They cycle Carabid. Damn it! Oh man. One turn too late. Fuck. Feels really bad. We still have, I think, a solid chance of 5-0ing. We have lots of sideboard cards that, you know, say they can't Living End. Well, I guess these 3 sideboard cards. Path is just not a good card against them, I think. Well, we have 4 Spell Quellers. Queller's pretty good against them, but I guess, yeah, the matchup's not good. Overall, I'd probably say. I don't think Teeg doesn't stop them. Yeah, Teeg doesn't stop them. But Meddling Mage and Eidolon do, and Thalia slows them down a lot. Yeah, they did show us a Blood Moon. I kind of like Night of Autumn more than Skyclave, at least. I don't think Veil does anything. I'm gonna submit like this, I think. The Rhino spell, maybe we have a Deputy to hedge against the Rhino spell. Yeah, the Rhino spell is just super beatable for this deck. Veil to Cantrip, hard pass, I think. They don't even have very many spells that trigger it. I'm sure you're probably mostly joking. I'm going to keep this hand. We have a turn 2 Ooze, which is maybe good enough. Ooze plus activation. Hexproofing the Cascade spell doesn't do anything because they still get to Cascade. Oh yeah, this is an easy turn 2 Cephalid. Yep. That just wins, right? Turn 2 Cephalid. They just can't beat it. Without a Simian Spirit Guide. Why not Selfless Spirit? Selfless Spirit doesn't stop living in. The creatures are sacrificed. It's kind of, I guess like you can sack it and then you get 1 living in or 1 Selfless Spirit versus the world. No, they have Gemstone Caverns. I think we still Cephalid on turn 2. Wait, turn 1. Bird, they play a land. Turn 2 Cephalid, they living end us. They 100% don't have Lightning Axe. Bird, land, Cephalid, land, living end. Well, we're definitely playing Bird on turn 1. Well, the thing is, Cephalid just stops them if they don't have Gemstone Caverns here. They just never get to 3 mana if we Cephalid over and over again. But now they are going to get to 3 mana, so I kind of think we just Ooze. And then, you know, this kind of forces them to living in, and maybe they only living in for 1 or 2 creatures, and that's just beatable, I think. Gonna eat the Ceradon now. So Fury of Springs is pretty wild in the Blood Moon mana base. Yeah, I think we just go Giver plus Stoneforge. The Constable sure is tempting, but the Vigilance here is throwing a wrench in my plans. It's better to eat the non-red creatures. I feel like I just didn't want the 6 power guy. Maybe red because of the sword is more relevant. Bloodbraid Elf into Simian Spirit Guide. Yikes. Probably beatable, but really good for them to have. Like they've had a really good draw. I guess we just take 10. Doesn't feel like we have a choice. So you can block here, pro black, take 8, gain 4, be at 2 life. Dead to a violent outburst if we don't also chump block with Giver of Runes. So I guess I like chumping with Giver of Runes. It's not like they have like a ton of spot removal anyways, and just not being dead to violent outburst seems nice. I guess I name red. Yeah, playing for the 5-0 against Living End. Well, kind of a late trample counter. They could have gotten 1 more point of damage, right? Godzilla. Is Living End good just because of Grove right now? Might be the case. Yeah, our opponent might not be 4-0 like we are. I could have just jumped Bloodbraid Elf instead. Well, they just trample whichever one we chump, right? They win. Damn it, I cannot believe we lost playing for 5-0 to Living End. They just says this is just an 11-11 trampler. There are some dreams that cannot be, and there are some storms we cannot weather. So bad. Damn it. I'm sorry, Harvard Yard.